Hello, friends and fellow bibliophiles. Welcome back to Kat's Novel Adventures. In today's video, I am sharing how I did on my 23 for 2023 list, and I also want to share with you some books that I received for Christmas. Back in January of 2023, I shared my one-word theme for the year as well as my 23 for 2023 list. And today I want to share what I accomplished off of that list as well as some other special projects that I wanted to get to throughout the year. So first of all, my one-word theme was create. And I really do think that the aims that I accomplished this year followed that word pretty closely and very much enjoyed having that as my focus word for the year. I completed 9 items on my list and I started 3. And what that means is 3 of my items, I started it, but I didn't quite complete it. And I may go ahead and complete it in the future, or I may just go ahead and let it go. Here we go with how I did with my list. The first item on my list was to schedule a dental appointment. I needed an implant crown to put over my implant that I had gotten to replace a tooth that had to be pulled because it was fractured. And I accomplished that in February. Number 2 was to buy myself flowers quarterly, and yes, I did it all 4 quarters. I really love fresh flowers. They really give me a happiness boost. Number 3 was to buy a new vacuum cleaner, and I did. I splurged and I got myself a Dyson, one that is really great for vacuuming up fur from my fur baby, Luna. She sheds a lot. Number 4 was to buy 2 white bookcases for my office. I actually bought 4, and I'm very excited about them because they are helping me get books on shelves. Now you can see I have books stacked and I have some little boxes down at the bottom here. I need 2 more bookcases in my living room, and then I can fully organize all the books in my house. Number 5, buy a book cart. No. I am suffering from decision fatigue. However, I have my eye on one at Target, and I'm hoping that in 2024 I will be able to purchase one. Number 6 is to deal with digital clutter. This is one that I started, and the digital clutter that I'm dealing with is email, photos, and documents. And the reason I say I started it is I was doing pretty good with clearing out email and trying to organize my photos somewhat. But the problem I have with this one is it's an ongoing task. It's going to be something I'm going to either have to schedule daily or weekly to do because it's very hard to maintain it, because the minute you seem to clear everything out, it all starts piling up again because you get busy. Number 7, organize my home office. Yes, I did organize it the way I want it to be. The issue that I have with this is I am on the struggle bus with maintaining it because I will get piles of books and papers and things, and I need to figure out a better system of where to put all of these things so that I'm not constantly having to clear everything away. Number 8 was to organize my home library. No, I did not accomplish that because I need more bookcases. And I did buy one for the living room and it made a big difference, but I need at least 2 more, and I need that book cart. Number 9, write my personal manifesto. No, I didn't even think about this the entire year. Number 10 was to write a will. No, I am dragging my feet on this, and I really do need to get a will for myself and my husband. Number 11, scrapbook monthly. No, the only time I scrapbooked in 2023 was when I went to my annual scrapbooking event in June with my girlfriends, and I only did a couple of layouts. So I have to remedy this because I love scrapbooking, and every year that goes by that I don't do it, I'm getting further and further behind. Number 12, complete year of gratitude scrapbook. No, sadly, I did not because I haven't been scrapbooking. Number 13, learn StreamYard to host sprints on my YouTube channel. Yes, I am very proud of this because I am not the most tech savvy person on the planet. Now I host weekly sprints on Wednesdays called What's Up Wednesday. So I'm really proud of accomplishing this one. Number 14 was to host 2 readathons on my YouTube channel, one in February and one in May, and I am proud to say, yes, I did. I hosted Folklore February in February and Zombiethon in May. Zombiethon goes hand in hand with my Zombie Awareness Month that I've been doing for the past few years on my blog. Number 15, read 23 books that I did not get to in 2022. Well, I started that. I actually read 9 books. One of them was a novella, and I'm going to share the ones that I read with you right now. So one of the books that I read was Vacancy by Kara Alexander. It was a middle grade book, and we read this for my Chills, Thrills, and Kills book club back in March, for middle grade March. Well, I already unhauled it and I gifted it to Jennifer at Literary Love, so she is now the owner of that copy. But it wasn't a bad book. It's just I knew that I wasn't going to reread it. Usually when I read K.R. Alexander's books, I usually pass them on to someone who has a middle grade library or to somebody who might be interested in it. I read my Choose Joy book, which was all about joy, and I didn't get to this in 2022, and that's when I was doing my year of joy, but very happy to get to it. It is an inspirational little book, and I'm going to keep it on my shelves because I can refer to it when I need a little extra joy boost. I finally got to Rise of the Princess by D.A.L. and very happy to get to this. This was an ARC that was sent to me from my friend Daniel. I got to The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I actually buddy read this with my friend Mary at Booking Through Life, and it was a fun discussion, my first buddy read on my channel, and was very excited to finally get to this book because I had heard so much about it. I finally finished my Woman in Black and Other Ghost Stories by Susan Hill. This was fantastic. I would highly recommend it to anybody that likes ghost stories, especially with gothic vibes. I got through My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. Loved it. Loved the character of Jade. I actually read this during the summer for Kelsi Slasher Readathon and can't wait to read the sequel. I read The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. This was fantastic as well, and very surprising to me, and I would highly recommend this to anybody who likes horror. And I finally got to Fairy Tale by Stephen King. I loved this, and so happy that I finally got to read it. I was supposed to read it during Folklore February, but I ended up not having the time, so I read it during the summer for Big Book Summer. And then last but not least, I did not complete the whole entire collection, but this is my novella. This was If It Bleeds, and it was the next story in Holly's timeline, I guess is a way I could put it, but really enjoyed it, and I have 4 other stories to read out of this collection, so I'm hoping I can get through it in 2024. Number 16 was to have a year of Christy, and yes, I did get to have my year. I didn't read all of the books that I was hoping to get to, but I'm going to share with you the ones that I did get to, because I did read 5 books and I did read a collection of short stories. So I started the year off with reading Agatha Christie, An Elusive Woman by Lucy Worsley. This was recommended to me by my friend Rita that lives across the pond. Really love this biography, and I would highly recommend it to anybody who wants to learn more about Agatha Christie. I then read The Unexpected Guest. This was recommended to me by my friend Halko. The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I picked this one up at Books A Million. It's the first of the Hercule Poirot mystery stories, and very excited to be introduced to him in this one. I know that I've read some Poirot back in the day in high school, but I do not remember which ones I had read. Then I got to The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. I started this one back in September, late August, early September, because I finished it when I was in Sicily and really loved it. Lots of twists and turns. This was recommended to me by my friend Liz at Cultural Cobwebs. Then I got to the second Poirot story, which is The Murder on the Links. I finished this one in December. This one was recommended to me by my friend Al at Big Al Does BookTube. And finally, I read the Miss Marple, the complete short stories, and this one was recommended to me by my friend Amy at Amityville Library. Now, the two books that I did not get to that I wanted to was a memoir called Come Tell Me How You Live. This is an archaeological memoir because Agatha Christie's second husband was an archaeologist. This one was recommended to me by my friend Emma at Emma Bennett, and I'm hoping to get to this in 2024. And then I also picked up Halloween Party because I had watched the movie A Murder in Venice back in October, and I wanted to read the book that inspired the movie. I had not put this in my jar. This was just like an impulse to read it because it was the spooky season. Now, I still do have some titles in my Year of Christie. So I am going to keep my Year of Christie jar, and I'm going to read these 4 before I move on to anything else. So between the 2 that I didn't get to and those 4, then I'll be complete with all the recommendations that I had been given for Year of Christie. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm not going to continue reading Christie beyond my year or even in 2024. I'm going to keep reading her. Love having a year of and reading an author because it does help you get through some books or some series, especially if you haven't picked them up in a while. Number 17 was Read the Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Well, guess what? I did not. I was supposed to do this in June and spread it out throughout the whole entire summer. I will tell you, it intimidates me. I was overwhelmed. I had so many other things that I wanted to read during June and in the summer, and I just felt like I could not focus and concentrate on it. So I am putting it to the side. You may see this on my list again, so don't be surprised by that. Number 18 was to read The Galveston Diet by Dr. Mary Claire Haver. No, I did not, because I found a holistic cardiologist back in June. I think that was my first visit, was towards the end of June, and I've been seeing her since. So I kind of put it on hold, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to read the book. So this is The Galveston Diet that I'm referring to. I do think it probably has some very valuable information, and similar to what my cardiologist is suggesting, I still want to read it because I do think that there is some good advice in here. Let's see where I'm at. Number 19 is Revisit Out of Order Inner Calm by Gretchen Rubin. And no, I did not. I just ran out of time on this one. Oh, wrong book. Sorry. It's this one right here. I love Gretchen Rubin, and this was a book I read a few years ago, and I really did think it was going to help me tackle some clutter that I have in my house. I have a lot of clutter that belongs to my boys, both of them, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do with all of it. Some of it has to go in the attic. We're going to have to clean out closets and store some stuff, but there's a lot that I need to go through. In fact, I even have my own closet that I need to go through. So didn't get to it. Not sure if I'm going to put it back on my list for 2024 or not. Number 20 is to read Tranquility by Tuesday by Laura Vanderkam. And yes, I loved it. I participated in the research for this. We had to fill out a bunch of questions and implement the rules. I loved it. I did a whole entire series on my channel when I was doing the project with Laura Vanderkam. She offered a project for her readers, and I jumped on it so that I could refresh my memory and implement some of these rules that I had kind of let fall by the wayside. And it was fun. It kind of re-energized me. Some of those rules I'm still keeping in place. Like, I gave myself a bedtime, and I do honor that pretty much. I would say probably 99% of the time. So very happy that I got to that. It has a special place in my heart. And then 21 was to complete Becky Higgins' classroom photo tips plus workflow. I started that. Basically, I printed out the materials for it and never went back to it. I got busy with other projects. And then number 22 was to complete the WordPress blogging course. And I'm very disappointed because this is one that's been on my list for a couple of years, and I really do want to finish it. I had started it and was doing pretty well with it. And I bought this course, I bought Becky Higgins' course. I bought those when we were like in shutdown because of COVID. And I thought I was going to have all this time to do it. Well, then the world opened back up and I've been out and about. And finally, number 23 is to update my theme, which is my layout for my blog. And no, I did not. I am still suffering from decision fatigue. And I am very disappointed about this because there are some new layouts that I think could give my blog a little facelift, and I haven't gotten around to do it. So not sure if that one will make it back on my list or not. I may end up making a separate little project list, and as I have time to work on those, I'll go ahead and chip away at them slowly. I always keep my list from year to year because sometimes timing is an issue. Like one year I put to go visit my aunt in Utah and my cousins that live there, and it did not happen that year because of everything that was going on at the moment. I ended up going like the following year, I think. So you never know when, it's just timing. I don't know. I'm going to just leave it at that. That's my entire 23 for 2023 list. And as I said, I really do think that I did pretty well on it. As you can see, a lot of my aims had to do with reading, with my BookTube channel, and very excited about all that I accomplished with that because I'm pretty proud of how far I've come with my little BookTube channel. Now let's go over some projects that I did in 2023. I always do a Goodreads challenge, and for this year, my Goodreads goal was 75 books, and I read 96. So very, very excited about that. I know that I could have pulled all my stats and everything, but I just decided this year, let me just give you how many books I read and be done with it. Hopefully next year things will be a lot better and I'll have more time towards the end of the year to get all of this extra information together. I also run a book club called Chills, Thrills, and Kills with Kelsi, and we read 6 terrific books last year. We have been on hiatus since the fall because we both have had a lot going on, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen for the future of our book club, but I really do need to meet with her soon. We were supposed to meet in November and have a meeting with our members, and that didn't happen because of how things went with me. I also belong to 3 other book clubs that I just participate in, and that's the FOMO Book Club, the Middle Grade March Book Club, as well as the Cozy Cottage Book Club, and I read pretty regularly with them. Some months I had to opt out just because things came up. A lot of times I did get books to read for it. I want to say I have 2 books that I didn't get to. This what is it called? The 13th Tale, as well as We Always Lived in the Castle. Those were 2 books I didn't get to for FOMO. And then I didn't get to Ballet Shoes and another middle grade book for Middle Grade March. So I have them and I will get to them when I have the opportunity. They might make it on my list of books that I want to read this year that I didn't get to in 2023. Collabs with Kelsi. I participated as one of her hosts for Old School April, and I also did some live chats with her about books. She was my guest for my group read for Zombie-thon, which was the Night of the Living Trekkies. And I was a guest on her book club for her channel, the Midnight Book Society. And we read Beloved and discussed that. Fantastic books, both of them. And then I participated in Frugal February, which is a no spend month. It helps you really watch how you're spending. And it also, for me at least, when I'm about to purchase something, I consciously think, is this a need or is this a want? Is this a necessity, or am I just buying it because I want to, or because it seems like it's a fantastic sale? And it really does make me pause. And every February I save money. So it's something that maybe I should do once per quarter. I don't know if I could be that thrifty, but I don't know, we can see. So another little project that I did was a birthday message project. This is the first time I've ever attempted this, and I thought it was a good way to maintain my relationships with family and friends, and also work on my editing skills for my videos. So basically, I recorded a message to a friend or a family member, and I included an intro and an outro as well as some music, and I would text them with it. And I had a lot of fun doing this because, like I said, it was a one way for me to work on my editing skills, but also be able to send something special to the people in my life that I love. So I unfortunately did not get to send one to everyone on my list, and that is because things came up and there were circumstances out of my control. So I have a feeling that I'm going to get to those people that I missed in 2023. I'm going to get to them in 2024. I also forgot to mention when I was going through my collabs with Kelsi that she and I also did a live stream talking about Salem's Lot, as well as the movies, the two movie adaptations that went with the book Salem's Lot. And we had a lot of fun. It was kind of like revisiting our Year of King together. I also was supposed to keep track of a to-do list, and I did not keep one throughout the year like I normally do. So I ended up a couple of weeks ago reflecting on my calendar and looking through and made a list, but I'm not going to share that with you today. If you're interested in seeing some other things that I did in addition to what was on my 23 for 2023 list, you can check it out on my blog, which is the Cat Files. I have a link in the description box below if you want to check out my blog. And then finally, I participated in a project that Gretchen did. She has this trifecta where you pick you one word, you do your list for the year, and then also she has a little special project that goes with so much time that matches with the year. So this year it was outside 23 in 23. And that is for you to get outside for at least 23 minutes a day. Well, I was not very consistent with that, unfortunately. I really thought for sure I would ace it because I love to walk. But guess what? I didn't walk as much as I was supposed to be doing this year as well. So I would do pockets of time. I would do real well for so many weeks, and then I'd fall off the wagon. Then I'd pick it back up for so many weeks, and then I'd fall off the wagon. So that one didn't work quite as well for me. I think the best one that I've done was read 21 in 21 because I love to read, and every day I'm reading. So out of all the ones that she's done so far, that one has been probably my best. My second best was walk 20 in 20. That one turned out to be a good one as well. But that is everything I have to share with you about my 23 and 2023 list and the special projects that I did for the year, as well as how it all tied in with my one-word theme of create. I also wanted to share some books and some other little items that I received for Christmas. I received books from Kelsi as well as my son Andrew and his girlfriend Meagan. So the first couple of books that I'm going to talk about are from Kelsi. She had a little bit of a theme going and got me a lot of books about Krampus because she knows how much I love Krampus, and some cute little items. She had a sack full of books and a letter with Krampus telling me that he noticed I was having some kind of a little attitude and I needed to shape up or he was going to come visit me. You can check that letter out, as well as some stickers and all the items I'm going to share right now with you. I'll put them on Instagram, but my letter and my stickers are in my scrapbook room and I didn't grab them before filming. But the first book I want to show you is Grimm Memorials by R. Patrick Gates. This is a book that I'm going to be reading for Folklore February. It is her book selection for the Midnight Book Society that she is doing, and she invited me to be on her show to discuss it. So very excited to get to this one. And then she gave me a book that has to do with zombies because I love zombies. It's called Rise Again and it's by Ben Tripp. So excited to have another zombie book for my zombie collection. And then I got one called Krampus and Friends, Tales of Terrifying Christmas Monsters from Around the World. This is by Gerald Cole. So excited that not only is about Krampus, but also about other monsters, and different cultures tell stories, have a lot of folklore surrounding this. I read a great book last year, in 2022 rather, that was about folklore having to do with Krampus and other monsters, and very, very neat. And then I have a story. This is called The Christmas Curse of Krampus by Devin Orlowski, and it is about an 11-year-old boy, Max, who is beckoned to step from the crowds of the festive Christmas market in Germany. No sooner does he enter the woods than he realizes it may have been a big mistake, as an ear-splitting shriek pierces his skin and causes the hair on his neck to tingle. Through the mist, the horns of a terrifying beast with glowing eyes could be seen, and running for his life, he happens upon a strange but friendly man offering safety. So that sounds right up my alley. It's gonna be a good time. And then I got a graphic novel called Krampus, Shadow of St. Nicholas. This is Michael Dougherty Presents, and it's inspired by the Major Motion Picture. So cool. Love the artwork. Very, very neat. Then I have a picture book called Krampus, A Holiday Message by Johnny De Palma and illustrated by Kyle Brown. It says, "Children lovelies, listen here. Perhaps this hasn't been your year." He's kind of a sassy Krampus. Then she got me a Krampus Christmas holiday activity book. Really, really cool. It has all kinds of things in it. Coloring pages. It has little puzzles, like crossword puzzles. Pretty cool. And then she got me a sticker book, and I love this because it's very vintage looking. It's Creepy Krampus, and it says for naughty girls and boys of all ages. Isn't that cool? But the artwork is fantastic. Very vintage, like the old-timey Christmas cards from back in the day. And then one of my most favorite is, I was even eyeing this up on Amazon one day, and I thought this would be so cute, but I ended up not getting it for myself. But I'm so glad that Kelsi got it for me. It is a board book, and it's called Good Night Krampus by Kyle Sullivan and Derek Sullivan. She didn't realize until she got it that it was for younger readers, which that is okay. But it says, not a creature was stirring except the mischievous Krampus, who's too excited to sleep. It's Christmas Eve and Santa has a lot on his plate, but his biggest challenge is convincing little Krampus to go to bed. Brimming with holiday cheer, this is one bedtime story that's good for goodness sake. But so, so cute. Just cannot wait to read this next Christmas time. What a delight. Very delightful. Perfect, really, for my picture book collection. So next up, I'm going to show you a couple of the items that Kelsi got me. She got me a cute little kitty cat bookmark that I've already been using. She got me some wonderful pins. One of them is Krampus. And the other one is a little ghosty. Ghosty. And then a fantastic picture of Krampus that I need to get framed. Look how gorgeous that artwork is. Love, love, love. She got me a black cat for Halloween. I also have to get that one framed as well. And for my 2 books that I received from Andrew and Meagan, the first one is called The Science of Murder, The Forensic of Agatha Christie by Carla Valentine. Isn't that fantastic? She knows I love Agatha Christie, and it says Agatha Christie is the best-selling novelist of all time, and nearly every story she ever wrote involves one or more, commonly several, dead bodies. And the cause of death, the motives behind violent crimes, the clues that inevitably are left behind, and the people who put the pieces together to solve the mystery invite the reader to analyze the evidence and race to find the answer before the detective does. Nearly every step of the way, Christie outlines the nuts and bolts of early 20th century crime detection, relying on physical evidence to tell the real story behind the facades humans erect to escape detection. I am super, super excited to get to this. I will have to make some time this year, 2024, to read this book. And then last but not least is this gorgeous book called Gnomes. The text is by Will Hungen, illustrated by Rian Porvalite. It's hard to read because of the cursive. And the introduction is by Brian Froud. Look at that. They know how much I love gnomes. So, and even the back. Is that not great? It is just so beautiful. So beautiful. Look at the illustrations. I am absolutely going to love diving into this, but it talks about all kinds of things like garden gnomes, farm gnomes, house gnomes, all the different variety. They even have a Siberian gnome. So really awesome. I love it. So very, very grateful that Kelsi, as well as Andrew and Meagan, gifted me those wonderful books and wonderful items. Just gave me the biggest Christmas happiness boost ever. Well, that's my 2023. How did you do in 2023? Did you reach some of the goals that you set for yourself? How many books did you end up reading by the end of the year? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. Thanks very much for watching. And until our paths cross again, stay amazing and be adventurous.